Today I bring you the review for the Green Arrow Premium Format statue by Sideshow. Now, Green Arrow is a character and a statue I wasn't really looking to get, and it's something that I never really thought about, quite honestly. I've never seen the show. I don't know any history on the character itself. But when I saw this statue being reviewed, and I saw it in person at Midtown Comics in Manhattan, I just figured, I had to have him. It was beautiful. By the time I realized I really wanted to get this statue, it was long sold out. So my chances of getting him were kind of not there because I wasn't going to overpay for him on eBay, and it just wasn't a character I had to have. But the statue itself was very impressive. And then my chance came to grab him through Sideshow, and I jumped on it, and I'm glad I did. Not that he didn't have his issues when he arrived. Certainly there were some issues with fit and some scratches here and there. Nothing that was a deal breaker, and Sideshow was pretty good about taking care of their problems. But I went ahead and ordered it, and I'm glad I did. The statue itself is very dynamic, has a lot going on. The base has a lot of different layers to it, and I really, really like the theme overall. I feel that it captures a character shooting an arrow very, very well. It looks very lifelike and very believable. And I really love the colors and the different shades of green on this particular statue. I went ahead and got the exclusive, which also comes with the swap out classic head. Again, I don't know much about the character itself, but it's nice to have options, and I really, really do like both options actually. Both heads look really, really good. So it's a matter of what you like and what you grew up with and how you want them to look. I personally like the hooded look better. I like his facial hair. I like the way he looks. It really goes very well with the overall costume. Overall, I would give this statue a very, very high rating. So let's start with the base, which we always do. The base is like an emerald green. It looks like a translucent resin, and they did the tips and all the waves and bubbles with white. It's not paint to me. It looks more like some kind of like snow effect, if you will. But it looks really, really well done. And when you look at the base, it flows. The water flows well, and they've been able to do a good job of creating that look and capturing it. The colors flow well. The base looks really good, and I really think it's probably out of all my statues the most intricate base and my favorite base, pretty easily. I like the way that he's stepping on one of his own contraptions. Again, I don't know much about the character itself. I know his name is Oliver Queen, but I don't know a whole lot about him other than it looks really cool. This base also has a couple of pieces that go into it. This post right here doubles as, I guess, as arrow storage, but it looks really well done. It looks like wood, even though it's, I think, supposed to be metal, because it's some kind of contraption. It opens up. This took a little while to put together, and it took a little wrestling with it to get it to sit properly. But overall, it wasn't terribly done in terms of how complicated it is. But mine was a little tighter fit, and I had to almost fight it to get it in there. But that's not the end of the world. Also, the way he's standing, it looks very dynamic, but he doesn't really sit flush on this post, except for the back. So if you look at the back here, it looks like it's touching completely. It looks great, very well done. When you look at this side, you can see the gap. Maybe not, you're not picking it up on the computer because it's not that clear, but there is a bit of a gap there. This exclusive edition also came with the boxing glove, which I guess is from the comics. And for me, I'm going to display him with the arrow instead, the traditional arrow, rather than the boxing glove. I don't care for the way it looks. It's just not the way I would want to display him. But again, the option's there. If that's the way you want to show it, by all means do it. I'm going to switch him out to give you guys a look in a little bit. But now moving on to the sculpt itself. The body's fully sculpted. It's all resin, and it's done really well. You have a lot of different textures on this outfit, and again, it looks natural. It flows well. It looks good. It's got wrinkles where it should. It's got even, places where the stitching was done. You could even see that. The boots are really good, if not a little simple, compared to some of the other boots that they're doing now. But this, again, looks fantastic. You have all the straps that come up the boots. They're black and green, but the straps are there. They look real. They did a really good job. And Sideshow's, again, just gotten really good at doing these. And the boots are high boots with a strap. It looks like it has some kind of guard in front of them as you work your way up. His garb, the belt, the Green Arrow logo right in the center. It's kind of like a dark gold, if you will, so it's hard to really tell, especially on this screen. But it looks really good. It's well done. And it's something that you don't notice. And the reason I think that's a good thing is because nothing stands out in a negative way. Everything just flows and it looks like it's part of this costume, and it looks good. Again, it's a statue that it wasn't on my radar, but when I saw it, it became available, and I knew how just fantastic it looked. I had to buy it. As you work your way up, his bow is big. You don't realize how big it is until you take it out of the box. But it's big, but it looks good on him. It's like a darker green. The arrows are all made of metal and all look realistic, and it's just fantastic how intricate this is and how good it looks once you put it together. As you work your way up, his arms they're muscular, but they're not overly done. They look natural. That's really what I like about the statue, that it looks natural. There's nothing exaggerated about it that looks out of place. And that's a big kudos to Sideshow for doing that. So when you look at it, the skin tone is great, the back muscles, everything looks like he's actually doing that, and it's all for the better. The quiver is removable. It's back here. It's actually pretty weighty, and it's got great colors to it, nice shading. The arrows don't come out of there, which I guess is good because they can't fall. But it's got some good weight to it, but it goes in, keys in there with a magnet, and it almost feels like it's going to fall off, but it's a good strong magnet, so it's not an issue at all. His head goes on, he's looking to the side, but I'll show you the collector's portrait, which is what I have on. This is what I prefer. But if you look at the collectors and you look at the exclusives, they're very different. They look totally different, even though it's the same character, which I like. Oftentimes you see switch out heads and there isn't a big difference. But these two, there's your classic look, there's your more modern look. Again, it's your pick. I like the modern look, but I have no problem with the classic. I think it looks good as well. So let me switch this out and show you what the classic looks like. Now I have the classic head, and it looks terrific. It looks good as well, and it flows well with the rest of the outfit because of the green cap, and you have a little feather there, which is actually plastic, so you can't break it, which is nice because if it was resin and you accidentally touch it and broke it, you wouldn't be too happy about it. But it looks great either way. Now I'll show you what the boxing glove looks like. Let me remove this one and insert. And it's supposed to flow because it's the right hand. And there it is. So here's the boxing glove. I mean, it does look cool. For me, I prefer the arrow, but I could understand it, why some people want the classic look. I could understand that. For me, I'll just display him with the collector's portrait, even though I do like this one as well. The collector's portrait has actual eyes, and I like that in the statue. This classic portrait has them whited out, which is common with a lot of superheroes. They're whited out, if you can pick that up there. But I'm glad I got this statue. If I had to give it a score, I would give the statue a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 10 because really putting it together is tough, and there's so much in that box that I feel like a lot of people are going to get them with broken pieces, which was one of the issues I had. But Sideshow's offered to take it back or refund me partial money, which is always appreciated. And I had a tough time deciding what to do because I don't like paying a premium and not getting what I paid for. But I feel like the statue is so good that you can live with some of the flaws. Plus, it's got good value in the open market, and it's never gonna go down, because they didn't make that many of them. I think it's 750 of the exclusive, and I believe it's 1,500 of the regular, our collector's edition. This has been my review of the Green Arrow by Sideshow exclusive. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm just gonna give you a quick little 360 look of the statue. I'll slow it down a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's a really good statue, and if you can get it, by all means, pick it up. It's worth the money.